Yay. What's good? Let's get this crack-a-lacking. Ladies. Yeah. Alright, let me see what's happening. Trees. My Trees A Pool. What's good? What's goody? Mm, try to wait for some. Hey, Gideon, my one loves in here. Okay. I see y'all. We're gonna watch this Farrakhan, man. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We finna gotta get some guidance, some direction today. We need to get us some guidance and direction. Cause us men, we messing things up. Ladies, we need your guidance. Hold on, let me put this in here too. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the live. Shout out to my folks. Thank y'all for the likes. Yes, indeed. So we're going to jump into this content. It's a long video. I don't know how much we're going to watch of it, but I do want to chime in as it relates. This video was from a speech. I believe it was in 1994, Georgia World Congress. Smokey, what's good, my guy? Yep, the link is in the description. I mean, in the chat. Y'all know I really hate using what you call it, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna get into it.
How do you feel about Minister Farrakhan having an all-women's meeting in Atlanta?
We did this a long time ago. Long time ago. I feel very good. All black women need to wake up and listen to the brother. He's a very positive brother, a strong black man. He don't back down for nobody. And we need brothers like that, and we also need sisters like that.
I think it's a great idea because he was here for the men, and now he needs to come here for the women because I'm sure he has a strong message that all of us women could use.
We need you, ladies.
Also, I can confer to that. I think it's a wonderful idea. It gives us women time to unite together as one, and we need to wake up our men. We really do. So I think it's a beautiful idea.
I love it because he gave the men a chance last time he was here. So I think it's great.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I think it's really great.
I think when you see people come together like this, all having very positive attitudes, positive feelings, I think it's a good thing.
I think it's great as long as he's sending out a positive image and positive remarks to all the black women here in Atlanta, Georgia.
I think it's very positive for the sisters listening to Farrakhan this evening. And I would like to hear it myself, but I hear it's all females today. Is that true? Oh, I think it's very positive anyway.
We're so happy to have him here and really to show our sisters that we love them and we know that what the minister has for them will be great for all of us.
Anyone who's listening and out there should come and be a part of this because it's a part of history.
I think it's very exciting. At first, I was wondering what he was going to do because I know he had all the men come. But when he said the women, and once I heard him speaking, from a previous engagement, I was very excited about it. And I feel like I can definitely learn from this forum that he's given today.
I think it's quite appropriate. It's long overdue. I attended, along with some of the brothers here, we attended the Men's Only Day. And a lot of the females were asking us, well, when is the Minister Farrakhan going to do something for the ladies? And it's overdue, and I'm sure it's going to have the same positive effect in the long run.
I think it's great. This is my first time being in Atlanta. I've always wanted to hear Farrakhan, so I get the message today.
I think it's wonderful. Me too. I really do. This is the first time I've got an opportunity to come here and speak. I'm looking forward to hear what he has to say.
I'd like to bring before you the mighty women, MGT, of Atlanta, Georgia. Click attention. Open ranks. Come. Elijah. Attention. It's been heard and it's been said. It's been heard and it's been said. Elijah Muhammad and his teachings are dead. Elijah Muhammad and his teachings are dead. But we're the women who awake at dawn. We're the women who awake at dawn. For Allah, Elijah and Farrakhan.
I got you.
For Allah, Elijah and Farrakhan. Farrakhan, Farrakhan. Farrakhan, Farrakhan. Farrakhan, Farrakhan. By your left flank march, your left flank march, double left flank march, flank waist to the rear march, flank waist to
And
the
let me
rear
say
march.
this: I'm not Muslim, but you can learn anything, regardless of your religious and spiritual beliefs. You can learn something.
For your left, for your left, for your left step. Who soldiers
What up,
are
Smokey?
we? Who soldiers are we?
What it do? What it do?
Your right step, your right step, your right step, march. Hey, hey, left, right, left. Left.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So you say you're 50, 50 plus, right?
52. Yeah.
52. So let me ask you this. What would you say is the biggest difference that you've seen in the change in culture amongst blacks between the time you were born and kind of were raised through the 80s and early 90s, 70s to now?
I think the biggest difference is people that didn't necessarily need to be in part of certain things being a part of certain things. Like, for example, this thing is spread so much further than just the obvious communities, right? I saw more of a love for black people growing up, because in the 80s, you still had some remnants left of the Black Panther, and then Farrakhan in the mid 80s really picked up with the videotapes. I had a neighbor of mine, Robert. He was older than me. I was a teenager, but he used to give me the videotapes to watch, the Farrakhan speeches, and he used to drop me with those jewels. And then later in the 80s, you have brothers wearing the African medallions. You understand what I'm saying? Then you had the whole backpack rapper generation where it was X-Clan and brother, it was a more prideful. I don't see that. I don't see that now. I mean, if you do, it's very scarcely covered. It's very scarcely talked about, unless you're talking about the Nation of Islam, or or maybe you could say Dr. Umar, and then there is a sector of you for that, right? But
Right.
predominantly what I see, and even in the music, in the 80s, you had groups like Heavy D and MC Hammer and a lot of these groups that didn't have nothing to do with the NWA and the gangster rap movement and things that you had the Public Enemies and the Chuck D's, stuff that was getting major radio airplay. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't see that now. At least I don't see that.
Hey, I'll tell you. First, hey, you got the destination on?
I don't think I could do that. How do I do that? Let me see.
Like to where I could go live from my channel with you? Or does yours even work like that?
I don't even know if mine work like that. But
you on Streamlabs anyway? I don't think I can. But anyway, I was going to tell you, like, I'll say, because I'm 33, so I'm about 20 years younger than you. One thing I've noticed with this generation, because that's two different generations right there, like it's more, the morals overall kind of went out the window. So like people stand on things now that you wouldn't imagine back then. Like there's a lot of direction now. My generation's going that the generation that probably I would say your generation and a little bit older than you fought hard, you know, to put an image out for Black people like we hard working, we're gonna do anything we can to get to where we gotta go. You know, we ain't slacking, all that,
Right.
no handouts. Now it just seems like, just from my point of view, all that shit done went out the window. It's more about, I hate to say it, but clicks, views, and entertainment. It's all about attention, like how much attention you can get from somebody versus, you know, somebody just seeing you for what you are.
Right,
You know,
right.
everybody's values different. Not everybody's supposed to be famous and rich.
I put it like this, bruh. God has given me enough signs, especially as of late, in dealing with this YouTube and what's going on YouTube, to understand that what my purpose is. And if my purpose is to get on here and get 10, 15 views with the 10, 15 people that I'm touching, it's affecting them in a positive manner, then that's just God's will. You feel what I'm saying?
Thanks.
It's just certain things that I'm just not comfortable with. You understand what I'm saying? Like just as a man, but more importantly as a Black man, you know, is if everybody says, "Oh, I'm just one person and I can't do nothing about it," then we stuck. You know, we can't talk about the food that's fed us if we don't want to help prepare it. You feel me? We gonna have to swallow whatever they feed us, and that's basically what's going on now. And even in my discussions with brothers in this YouTube space, a lot of them want to do something different. You understand what I'm saying? But they not willing to do something different at the cost of not popping.
Yeah.
Not getting, you know what I'm saying?
It's like fucking high school popularity contest.
Yeah. You know, and it's pretty soon, and it's like this. If you look around, if you don't wear the same clothes as everybody, if you know, they trying it with the cars. You look outside and all them Teslas look the same, and it's starting to look like the Jetsons. You feel me? Where they want everything to be uniform, and they want Blacks and other people of color to be uniform as well. And what I mean by that is us fulfilling the stereotypes that they set out for us, that we were inferior, we're dumber, we don't lack the necessary skills to lead, and you know, all them type of things that mess with our psyche, to where, like I said, now it's not even about them, you know, because they planted the seed and they sprinkle it a little bit, and now it's full grown, and now we taking care of the crops. You feel me? We doing it for them, basically. And until enough people, and I feel like everything has a season, and I feel like this too shall pass. It's just gonna take somebody to at least spark up the narrative. Like you have the Dr. Umars and this, but in California, you know, and this is where I said earlier, for California, I can't speak for the South and these other places. I just did a live earlier where I was talking about this. In the South and other places, they have some semblance of a culture. You feel me? Whether it stems from slavery and Blacks coming together and banding together through that or whatever. Here in California, we Blacks don't have an identity. The only identity that we ever had prior to this gang banging was what? The Black Panthers.
Yeah.
You name something else that had to do with California. You understand what I'm saying? that didn't have to do with like the Black Panthers or maybe some type of civil rights, but we don't actually have a tradition, any type of tradition. We don't have our own food. The South, they got food, and the New Orleans and all them different places. They
Yeah,
got
they got traditional food that they
exactly,
known for. Culture.
exactly. California, we don't have that. So the only thing I could wrap my mind around that why we've attached ourselves to this the only thing cultural that we do have. You know what I'm saying? The parks and the functions at the parks. You notice every hood in California got their own park. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's kind of like a cultural thing. You know what I'm saying? Certain areas have you got the Shaw, where Crenshaw was known, especially when I was coming up. You can go out there on the weekends and watch the low riders, and you know what I'm saying? And it was a fun activity. But all of that stuff ended up being centered around gang culture. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know of too many things in California. Uh yeah, we got our own food somehow, but it's all derivatives of somewhere else. We got soul food kitchens, but the soul food they cook can come from the South. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We might got some burger joints and some little things like that, but I mean, overall, the us being enamored with something that's so destructive is mind boggling. You understand what I'm saying?
No, you right.
Uh, and I was watching this video. I actually was gonna do a live a few days ago called "Women, Where You At?" because us men are messing this all the way up. Now speaking about YouTube, because all we talk about is other male YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see too many women on YouTube going off about these same characters that that we focus on. I don't hear no females on YouTube going off on the 100s and all them type of people. I just don't see it.
Well,
You
let
know
me
what I
ask you
mean?
this. Do
Yeah.
you feel like the respect level for the black woman in general, like the way black men respected black women back then versus now, is it a big difference, or do you think like it's better or worse?
Well, I think you had and we going back, let's just say to the 60s, right? And maybe some of the seven in the 60s, you had a lot of working black men. You feel
Yeah.
me? You still
Yeah.
had factories open, and then like once those started to phase away, then okay, now you had the black man in this state of confusion. uh uh Jobs are hard to find, this, that, and the third. All of these things start to contribute to the level of respect a woman has, because you got to remember, back then, even the black women would stay at home moms, a
Yeah,
lot of
facts.
them.
I had no problem with it.
Yeah, they was at stay at home moms, a lot of them. Yeah, some of them had jobs, this, that, and the third, but especially in
Another,
California.
I
Yeah,
don't mean
go
to
ahead.
cut you off, but another contributing factor to that is more majority of them women back then was actually married too, though. So
Yeah,
they had
yeah,
more of a foundation.
yeah.
And that was preached to them by the generation before them, because that's what everything back then, I say 80% was based upon faith in God and marriage and stuff like that. That was the foundation of the black home.
And you got to also remember this though. The things I'm talking about that happened in Watts and Compton, where there were jobs, and then San Pedro, down by the docks, and all them type of jobs that started phasing out. This is something that happened nationally. It
Yeah,
happened
right.
in Detroit. It happened in Cleveland. Uh, and these were once powerful cities. I actually lived in Chicago in the late 90s when a lot of factories was closing out there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the blacks were employed by factory jobs in Chicago, Keebler, and
Mhm.
a lot of them companies. You know what I mean? They factories was centered out there. Indianapolis, It's another place. It was a lot of factories. So that's why you have places like Gary, Indiana, that are, one of the poorest communities in the nation. You feel me? This is something that happened all across the country. And let's be quite quite honest and fair. A lot of white people lost their jobs too. So in some senses, yeah, it did have to do with skin color, but a lot of white people worked at these same factories with the blacks. Now you have to go into this. When it came time to do layoffs, of course, a lot of the whites were kept and the blacks were the ones that were laid off. That's just a fact of the matter. So when we talk about the level of respect, uh, I really feel like the black man for the majority of time has always held a black woman up until a certain standard, until all of these things started taking effect one after another. The lack of jobs, uh obviously, you go further down the line, you, you factor in the
Drugs.
drug epidemic, and then you factor in uh gangs and guns. And so now you don't even have those fathers, you don't have those husbands, you don't have the so now some of them wives is out there. They were wives, but they raising them sons by themselves. You feel me? So you got a lot of people came back from the military. The military messed them up, especially in the 60s, 70s with Vietnam. My dad was in the military. He met my mom actually in Ethiopia. I was born in Ethiopia. You feel me? My mom is well, she's Eritrean, but she was living in Ethiopia. She's half and half Ethiopian, Eritrean. But yeah, these things systematically. So now you get to a point now where uh not only does the black male really have a lack of respect for the black woman as being the creator of you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no us without them, right? But on top of that, the black woman in a lot of senses is doing better than most of these black men. Like we just gonna keep it a buck, because for decades these black women, and then it's gotten to a point where the black women, they choosing to raise their kids. That's unheard of back in the past, right?
But
Where a woman wanted to raise her kid
on their own.
without the man. Yeah, that was unheard of.
But you want to know something? The problem is black men probably gonna blame some other shit, but it's really our fault in that area. Because like you said, majority. I mean, I don't know. I'll just say 50-50 to get to have faith in us as black men, but 50-50, the other 50% of us ain't really doing shit and all kind and nothing to provide for the woman or the child. And to top that off, we got no accountability, no respect for ourselves. We want the woman to love us, but we can't love ourselves because, self-love is where you find love to love somebody else, in my opinion. And the young, in the generation my age, a lot of niggas got stuck up ass attitudes. They acted more like the woman than the woman. Right. A lot of them gossiping like, females, doing what a woman should do, sitting on their ass, doing nothing that's going to benefit shit. Their son ain't got nothing to look up to. So now he out here doing something he ain't supposed to be doing.
Right. Nah, that's real. And then look at it like this too, bro. It's gotten so bad that a woman would prefer to have another woman that looks like a man.
Boy, listen, you hit.
I'm just keeping it real, bro.
Oh,
like,
God. Hey, you are.
I'm keeping it real. And then on the flip side of that, you got men that don't understand the importance of what it is to be a man. So they don't mind being with another man. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, and that goes again back to, you got a lot of men that wasn't in the home. You got a lot of men that the image of a man that they saw was something that they didn't want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether their dad was incarcerated on drugs, a bum, whatever the case may be. Yeah, so I think, we could see it, man. That the things I seen the last couple days, especially, bro, it touched me in such a way that it was so disturbing that I really sat back and thought about, like, I don't want to be successful at YouTube or social media that much that I'm willing to glorify or even give an inkling that, like, I'm cool with the narrative that black men are creating for themselves on YouTube or the internet or as a whole in our, because I feel like this, and I said this to this brother I was talking with, and I'm gonna have him on the show hopefully this week. Me and him got some things in the works. Brother Adisa, also known as Sneak from Rolling 20s in Long Beach, right? Reputable dude. He's done over 30 some odd years in prison. But even just speaking to that man for 5 to 10 minutes, you just start accumulating knowledge and wisdom that you didn't even know was headed your direction. You feel me? And so I'm excited about implementing that voice, because we hear from all these other voices on how they held their own and did this, that, and the third. What knowledge has been gained throughout all this? That's all I want out of all of this is the knowledge. You can keep all the fluff, you can keep all the propaganda. Where is the knowledge that I'm taking from anything that you presenting to me? Now, when y'all leave this live today, y'all can say, man, or when y'all watch this back from my page, y'all can say, man, them brothers was speaking on some real stuff. We also gonna start putting these book lists together for people to be able to go read up on this knowledge themselves and acquire this knowledge for themselves, interpret it their own way. But the information and the knowledge is out there. It's just we got too many followers. We got too many chiefs, not enough Indians. And the people that's being chiefs have been anointed unjustly so. You understand what I'm saying? Because in no way is these people leaders. Is no people, man, they gonna lead us right off a cliff. I keep telling y'all that. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to go.
But to be honest with you, like a man with some kids and all that, he shouldn't be looking to no other man himself as no damn leader. He should be leading his own kingdom. And really, as from my experience and just my experience with black men, in my community, like it's just the epidemic of non-accountability. Like there's no work ethic. A lot of these brothers get these jobs and quit them in a couple weeks after they get their check just to go fuck it off, and they starting young.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I blame that on a lot of the communities too, because a lot of the younger generation ain't got much to do anyway.
Right.
They get home, they play the game, or they go out there, fuck off, commit some crime because they bored. They ain't got no real structure in the community to teach them different traits and maybe a trade early, welding or something that could benefit them by the time they 18, 19. They ain't got to work for 11, 25. They can start their own damn business. As soon as they're able to file for the licenses and got, you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing to prepare them right.
But see, but that goes back to what I was saying though. When you say you need I'm gonna use what you just said, Smokey. So you feel like every man in his household should be the leader, right?
Yep.
But that goes back to, okay, what were you taught? Like in every stage of civilization, right? You had an elder that taught the next generation where the fish was at, how to catch the fish, how to make a trap, how to bait the trap. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this is where we getting our knowledge and information from. So if the programming is set up for you to get information that's detrimental to you and your people, and that's the majority of the information that's out there, and like I said, I know a number of content creators, bro, and this is just being honest, and then some of the ones you see on here popping it the most, they want to do different content. But every time they do different content, guess what? Them videos that they was getting 10,000 views on, they getting 100. So and so now you playing into the damn, man. I still want to get popping. I'm not gonna get popping like that. I had a dozen people tell me, dopest, since you've been talking about peace on YouTube, how much money have you made? I said, damn. They said, dopest, when you get into them little beefs on them other little apps and it's a lot of nonsense, how much money have you made off of that? I said, damn. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But that other money that I was making, I wasn't happy with it. Anybody that was close to you, hey, Smokey, and I got some of my people that you see in here from the One Love family, they'll tell you, King Dopest made $10,000 to $20,000 a month off the streaming that I was doing. But guess what came with that? My kids being trolled, my dead grandmother even being trolled, and then it causing me to be on the app acting in a manner that is a disgrace and an embarrassment to my family and anybody that really looks up to me in any type of way. You understand what I'm saying? So again, it goes back to, what are you willing to do for success? And is that even really success?
Yeah, but one thing about it, I just feel like at this point, a lot of us will put it like this. We all know what the difference between right and wrong. So 9 times out of 10, we was taught that young, at a real young age. Majority of us that have moms, or somebody around, they taught us young, like, you don't touch the stove when it's hot, basically in so many ways. And we all learned that. So as we got older and started seeing different things, and a lot of these dudes getting involved in different shit, like, what's right and wrong. So a lot of them is making that conscious choice to involve themselves in shit that really ain't about nothing. It's not really about an influence no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course there's influence everywhere, but a lot of them, they just involving themselves.
Let me tell you this, Smokey, why I see my guy in the comments. Let me tell you why I got my guy in the comments. You see Gideon Abel down there in the comments? Mm-hmm. He'll be one of the first people to tell you that being a part of this One Love family saved his life. See, I got living, walking proof of what I do is not destroying lives, but saving lives. It's giving people the will and purpose and hope to strive for something bigger and better. He right there in the comments, and trust me, he'll be the first one to tell you he's not the only one. It's dozens of people that reach out to me and say that the work that we have done, especially over this 10 years, that we have helped dozens, if not hundreds of people's lives, whether it was financially through helping with bills and things of that nature, whether it was being there for them when they've lost their job, being a voice of inspiration, motivation. That's what you can do with this.
But we need more, though. We just need more pushing the same message. It's, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But if one person, for instance, if I don't sit up and be like, okay, dopest, fuck it, you gonna be the guinea pig, basically. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go out there, you finna change your whole content. You not finna talk about none of these ignorant ass imbeciles that's literally making us the laughing stock of the world, bro. The American black man is damn near the laughing stock of not just here, the whole world, bro. I wish motherfuckers could really understand that part.
Oh yeah, that's obvious. That's obvious.
We are the laughing stock of an entire and look, it's third world countries, and the people of them countries looking at these American black men like These dudes is imbeciles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I make just enough to survive, just enough to eat, just enough to take care of me and my family, and I did it with purpose and integrity, you know what I'm saying? I could live with that. What I can't live with is if I'm sitting in a live with thousands of people and the the rhetoric that I'm spewing, you understand what I'm saying, is damaging to my people, and it's also, which is in turn is going to be damaging to my family tree. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm poisoning the roots of my own family tree.
But let me ask you this one thing. I'm pretty sure you do something outside of YouTube for income, correct? Like this
Yeah.
ain't your main source. Okay.
No, streaming has been my main source of income for the last 10 years.
Well, you're one of the ones that have that, that option.
Yeah.
But a lot of these dudes that do this YouTube stuff literally depend on this, even if it's a few dollars, because they don't want to go work doing something else. I mean, some of them can't. But what I'm saying is, you can't tell me the majority don't have that option to go get another source of income. And I feel like that be the problem too, though. A lot of these dudes put too much focus on this shit, and then they mold a character, and then that gets themselves involved in something else. Now they depending on this shit because it's an adrenaline rush. They hyped up off the clout, and the clout monster done got them and shit. They have no work ethic in real life, because if you have kids and you have a wife, or you have a family or something like that, even if you ain't got a wife and you ain't got no other work ethic outside of YouTube, and you not pulling in at least 5 bands a month from YouTube, at least, then you wasting time.
Right. But you got to look at it like this. When they see somebody that can go live, that ain't wash their face, brush their teeth, they ain't even got a computer. They using a phone, and they dogging the next man, but they making money. They feel like, damn, that's easy money, when it's really not. If you trying to really do this, because to me that's not wealth either.
Shit, the
But
hardest thing to
even if
do is
you
get the
watch like
motherfuckers to watch your video.
academics, you can't be mad at academics. He be working. He's researching nonstop. He's he's getting documents. He's traveling. He's actually doing some type of work. He's just not sitting in his car every day or sitting nah. There's a little bit of work that goes into what he's doing. Most of these dudes ain't even doing that.
But you can tell he puts in that extra amount for his work, because you can see it in the views and probably the income he get, because most YouTubers who are monetized or getting close to know the pay with this shit. So you know how much you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of that shows
for
him,
for him, like for instance, he's running 4-5 pages though.
Yeah, but that nigga been doing it for years.
Exactly. But if you got the blueprint, you don't have to go through what he went to get where he at. You understand what I'm saying? If he laid out to you, oh, this is the blueprint on what to do, most of these dudes still ain't doing that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
They ain't trying.
Yeah. They hey, what's up, bro? We on the panel. Come through. Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm talking about something different, man. But I'm live though. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, shit. What, you about to go to bed or something? Oh, okay. All right. Well, shit. I'm gonna text you or something when I get off live. Huh? There we go. Oh, okay. Well, shit, we gonna rap.
Mute your mic, nigga.
All right. Oh, my bad. I couldn't even hear him. I got these damn headphones on. Y'all probably heard him better than me. What was he saying?
That's that grandpa shit.
Let me see that the dopamine rush from the likes and the clout gets some brothers down bad. Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
Facts. And I'm gonna be honest, man. Like I said, see, I've always done this YouTube thing by myself. If not, it was with the ladies of the One Love family. You know what I'm saying? I never really we used to have one dude, Chris, Zoom Walk. He used to be a part of our thing. And then for a short time, Get 'em God. But other than them two people, primarily I worked with the ladies of One Love, all strong black women. You know what I'm saying? Every single one of them, go getters in their own right. So I never had to deal like I've had to deal with in the last month or and a little bit more. I haven't had a chance to deal with this type of the nonsense. And then when I open my eyes and when you get through that little fog in that phase and you see the playing field and what's really on it, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to play that game. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. Like I don't want to play this game with y'all. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect, but I did take some people's mods today because I see them in other lives and the comments that they make and the things that they saying is contradictory to what I represent and believe. So I don't I people that know me don't they know I don't mind cutting people off. Because like Damian Porter says, like, if you don't want to get with the program, then you need to be purged. And I believe that. I really do. So I'm gonna leave them over there. See, because the thing with this whole internet thing is, and I'm a victim of it too, is people want you to say their name so bad. I remember the first time somebody said my name in a live, it was Damian Porter. I was geeked. I went in his live one night and I just put one love in the comments. He was like, "Oh, Dopest TV. Hey man, my people told me about the review you did on my video, man. And I appreciate. I felt good. I said, "Oh shoot, let me go back live and do some more reviews." And you know what I mean? And guess what? That's exactly what happened. I did another review. And next thing I know, I click on another YouTuber that I like, Young and Hefe, and I'm watching a video and he was like, "Hey man, salute to Dopest TV." And I was like, "Oh shoot. Now he done said my name." You know what I mean? And then it does, I can see where you can get caught up in that. Don't get me wrong, I could see. But if you realize, like Smokey said, you know the difference between right and wrong. If I'm not doing right by myself, I'm not doing right by the people that believe in me. They ain't even got a father. Nobody, who cares if they follow me? But the people that believe in me and the message that I put out, man, I let them down. I let them down. If I lost even 2 or 3 of them because of my actions, that was not worth gaining 1,000 of these other fly by night, cream puff, fair weather, you know what I'm saying? Whatever God got intended for me, that's what it's gonna be. I just know I gotta keep working. See, I'm a firm believer that your blessings ain't just gonna fall in your lap. You have to work towards your blessings. You have to create your blessings. Uh, you know, that's my belief system. So I work hard at everything I do. Everybody knows I'm gonna teach myself everything I need to. I'm not gonna ask for no handouts. If nobody ever helped me do anything, I'm still gonna put out the best product possible. But when you dealing in a realm of media that it seems like is primarily controlled by the ignorant, you know what I mean? And then the masses are following the ignorant. It does make it an uphill fight. You do have to be ready to go the whole 9 yards and stand your ground and stand firm and don't be wishy-washy and remain disciplined. You do. As much as you may want to get on here and snap out and pop off and say this, you being the same as them if you do that.
Yeah, you got to be very conscious in what you're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a way to articulate yourself.
Exactly. And like I said, my last live, I don't have to get on here and disrespect people and call them out their names. Y'all saw the same thing I saw. You know what I mean? If y'all truly follow me and watch me and what I believe in, I shouldn't even have to tell you how I feel about some of the things that I've saw over the last couple of days. It's self-explanatory. It's embarrassing. Black men, we need to do better. Black women, some of y'all need to let your voices be heard, because the other part of this is, and this is why I bring the women into this conversation, is what kind of woman sits around a man that conducts himself like that.
Like a boy.
Exactly. And these women in themselves consider themselves badass bitches.
But you know, they like them badass niggas. You know, that's another problem too. Like, like you said, like one thing you said that was for sure true is like a lot of them didn't have that role model or leader around them to kind of show them that you want a man, not a nigga, because there is a big difference. You know, if our queens, you know, were actually treated like queens by men that had self-respect for themselves, then we would actually have some honorable black women, because a lot of this shit is just the black man, I feel like, just don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah.
They got a I don't give a fuck attitude, and they always in defense mode.
Right. But let me tell you this, and I could keep giving you examples of how bad this has gotten, bro. Do you know how many women, black women, that I know that date inmates? Not just one inmate. If they break up with that inmate, guess what? They about to date another inmate. That's how bad it has gotten when it comes to finding solid, strong men, that they have to go to an institution.
Yeah.
You
Free
understand
women.
what I'm saying?
Free women going to an institution to find men. That shit's
on everything, bro. So not only, okay, now,
and they making TV shows about it.
I'm guilty. I watch every
Me
Friday.
too. That shit crazy, man. It's crazy.
I watch every Friday.
But that just shows you how ridiculous this shit is, though.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I watch it from it's a state of amazement, really, every time I watch it. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, you finna move this dude into the house with your child, your children.
You don't even know this nigga.
You ain't spent a night with this man before.
You ain't gave this nigga the box. You ain't did nothing. You don't know nothing.
Exactly. That's crazy, though.
You been sending this nigga all the rent money for all them years. That's why your man left you and shit, all for some prison. You know what I'm saying? Some prison.
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah. Because you know, the one thing about dudes in prison, they got that game down pat. These dudes out this in this free world, look at Treese. There go one. She got hurt. Let me shut up. Treese. Trees, not that part, but it's that bad, huh? Trees, you had to go fishing inside them walls, and I don't know. It's because, you know, it's you know, they know where a nigga at. You know what I mean? You know, it could be a lot of reasons, but I just feel like you just look, the writing is on the wall. You got a majority of women that don't mind. I just watched a homegirl of mine. That's why I kind of said that. She just posted a picture on Instagram. I've been following this girl for years on Instagram. I did not know that her significant other was a stud. And then I start thinking about it. And then you start doing percentages. I like numbers. So you just start doing the numbers. We losing X amount of females and we talking about good solid dudes. This is okay. The solid dudes out here, y'all losing this percentage of women to prison niggas. Y'all losing this percentage of women to studs. And then the other ones is also programmed to where they want a nigga that they don't even care if they have longevity with, as long as at that time he's paying the bills, he's getting their nails and feet and hair
But
done.
hey,
You know what I
let's be
mean?
real. Let's be real. The men that are the majority of the men that are left aren't like looked for as like she wants a man. They look at them more like tricks, because most men who got their shit together nowadays, a big number of the women only want to use them for tricking. They really don't want no relationship from them.
Right.
And if they can find somebody else who can do more than him, you know, they're gonna go try to get another one.
I'm gonna tell you why, and I ain't brag, but I've always had it fairly decent with the ladies, right? And part of that is I do have a certain street edge to me, but it's that combined with the intellectual side of it, the growth side of it. Yeah, they want a bad boy, but they want somebody that got the bad boy swag, but it's actually, you know what I'm saying, handling business, that elevated and grew from that. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind getting with a dude that did X, Y, and Z. He might even went to prison.
Or they act like they want the good boy, and then when they get the good boy, you know, they bored with him and all that shit.
Well, no
You know?
woman. Okay, well, society makes good dudes look like punks.
That's what I'm saying.
And a woman wants to always feel protected. You got to keep that in mind too, right?
Yeah, but not every good dude is a punk either, or can't
No,
hold
but
his
that's
own.
the perception. We know
you're
that.
right. You're
That's
right.
the
Yeah.
perception. But that goes back to what we doing. We got to change the narrative. That is some solid dudes out here,
But is
smart
it the solid dudes that got to change the narrative? Because if they're staying solid doing what they doing, like they ain't really the ones that got to change the narrative.
Solid dudes don't speak up.
But I mean, some of them do, and then at
The
what
ones
point
that's speaking up the loudest is who?
Is the fuck niggas for sure?
Exactly, exactly. And the same go with me. I don't ever get on this thing, brother, and speak from a place of innocence. You understand what I'm saying? So I've made the same mistakes as some of these other people I'm talking about, as far as the content that I run, the things that I've talked about, uh maybe even to the extent of smutting another black man or individual on YouTube. You know what I mean? I can say honestly that I may be guilty of some of those things as well, right? But the difference is a person that's accountable for his actions, one, and two, willing to do whatever is necessary to change. You understand what I'm saying? So with me, I made a conscious decision that if people make fun of my channel, if people don't view my channel, if people don't financially support my channel, I'm okay with that. But as long as I'm on this YouTube space, um, I will be having these type of discussions from now on. I will be talking about things that can elevate you, elevate your level of thinking on certain topics, and maybe educate me as well, because I do plan on bringing having like-minded individuals that have a thirst for knowledge around me. I don't want to have people around me that have already mastered the art of being a thug. It don't take a lot. It don't take a lot. If you mastered that and that's what you find with as your growth process and you stuck right there, that's right where I'm going to leave you.
It don't take a lot of work to be a dumbass.
It don't. I could walk outside right now and do something to send me to prison. That don't make me tough. I can go to prison tomorrow and start stabbing up 100 motherfuckers. That does not make me tough. It don't. It depends on what your definition of. What I feel like is tough is raising your family without cutting corners. That's tough. Getting up every day and having to work 7 days a week and you don't want to. That's tough. Not being able to afford to get a bottle or get a bag of herb and knowing because you got bills and kids to pay and you can put that to the, that's a lot tougher than what y'all niggas consider tough. Y'all definition of tough ain't, you know what's tough? My mama that came all the way over here from East Africa and raised a young man by herself. She's tough. She could have said, fuck that, I can't do this. We put this boy in the system. She's tough. You niggas ain't tough. You niggas ain't tough to me. All that screaming, you's a bitch, and nigga, fuck you, and all of that. Bro, if that's the extent of your vernacular and vocabulary, and that's the best way that you could format words, these niggas done came up with one word slogans, and these niggas think it's funny. They go around the internet saying this every time they see this certain nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird for another man to call another man that in the first place. All that shit is weird. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. The one thing y'all won't get out of me is saying y'all name. But y'all damn sure know I'm talking about y'all. And everybody else will be able to know I'm talking about y'all because we going to make it to a point where the ignorant stick out like a sore thumb. You understand what I'm saying? We going to make it to where the ignorant stick out like a sore thumb. And that if you even want to follow or comment, you're going to look like a fool. Some of y'all that's in the comments of some of these videos and acting like these people is funny. When I've told y'all before, and the reason why them niggas was mad at me in the first place, I said they're a cancer. Did I not? I said these niggas is a cancer to black people. I've never wavered from that. But I realized in creating content on them is not the route. Creating content that opposes that type of behavior is the route that we need to go. So if I'm putting together some content like I was tonight, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was gonna go live about tonight, Smokey. And you might be able to hit him up because you got a better line of contact with him. I was finna talk about Snoopy losing his page, but I'm so hey, Alex Alonso.
I don't talk to that nigga.
Oh, you don't? I hit him up on Instagram, man, and asked him was it okay if I did a reaction because you know these niggas is getting pages snatched. You know what I'm saying? And I that nigga page disappeared off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, man. See, I'll say this. You know, when you do dumbass shit, you win dumbass prizes. So if you're gonna strike somebody's page,
oh, he definitely deserves.
Why the hell would you strike their page with your shit? Like, first off, if you gotta go that route, that's some whole shit, bro. Because you striking some shit on some other shit that had nothing to do with you.
And
like I get
a third party.
I mean,
so
one thing that's fucking
as a third party from a
it's third party snitching. I mean, bro, listen,
that
man.
is one of the funniest things that's happened on YouTube. Like for me, forget all this other stuff, the violence and all that. That's comedy because you really running around here. You got snitch allegations on your name already, and you now you done been exposed running around here telling on. You'll tell on anybody anywhere. You've been telling since kindergarten at this point.
But listen, that's why I say matter of fact, I just had a conversation with a YouTuber for like the past who's been YouTubing probably the past 4 years. He got about 60,000 views or subs and shit. So basically, I was trying to explain. Well, he asked for some advice, and I just basically told him like, and it wasn't on that particular situation, or it was about a variety of things. But he just was wondering like, what's the best way to go with content? So, because he doesn't like being wrapped up in the bullshit. And I told him basically like, look, man, you got to know what's content and what's personal. And then you got to use your brain, because at the end of the day, it's common sense not to be involved in something that can hurt your credibility, just indirectly.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if you gonna let your ship go sinking down, do it on your own. Don't let nobody do it for you. So don't destroy your credibility for the like of somebody else. So basically, I just put it to him like, man, you got to find something that you like doing. Right. That's the problem. Like this YouTube shit is turned to, you got to follow the biggest story. You got to, just throw yourself out there and be the first one to put it out so you can be the first one to get the views. And half the time, the nigga that put it out the first don't even get the most views.
Facts, because people don't even know that it's a story yet.
There's no context, no substance, no nothing. It's just a bunch of rambling.
Facts.
So it's just you got to find what you like doing, man. There's many ways to do content. People love the stupidest shit. Food reviews, fucking. You could walk down the damn street and just show dumb shit. People will watch that shit.
Right.
And they watch that shit more than the drama.
Right. No, that's real. Funny. They definitely watch things that make them laugh way before they'll watch in the millions. See, none of this stuff we talking about, bro. It'll get you maybe 10,000 views if you're lucky. If it's something supernatural and you got a bigger platform, you might get 100,000 views, right? But you're not gonna reach the levels of a person that's getting 300, 500 views every video you drop. It just doesn't carry. And even if you did once or twice, those videos don't carry a longevity as far as the topic is concerned.
It ain't got no shelf life.
Yeah, exactly. So what you gonna cover next? See, now you chasing that continual high that somebody, I think Ant said in the comments. It's a high. Man, I gotta get this many likes again. You know what I mean? So now, and then you start filling up your page with a lot of this fluff. And that's what lane that you fall in from here on out. You know what I mean?
Then your mind start tricking you to think that that's the only way to actually get paid is with that same shit. Now you done fell in the trap. Now you can't get out that motherfucker. Because now you done destroyed your shit so bad when you do try to do something else, ain't nobody trying to hear.
Hey, bro, when we do the thing, our little project, I really don't even care about doing this no more. You feel me? I wouldn't mind focusing on that 24 hours a day. And this over here be something that I do, and it's strictly on this. I really don't. I'm building up an army, a team, strong brothers, and I'm looking for some strong sisters. I like Ant. Ant, you keep coming to my channel. I'm gonna definitely make you a mod in here, because you one of the few people that come in here.
Yeah, he making some points.
Yeah, on some, and that's the kind of, see, now I just met Ant, I think it was yesterday or today. So if I build up my foundation of supporters and my audience of solid people like that, I don't need 1,000 people in my live every time I go live. Because Ant might say something in the comments that's gonna stimulate my mind to go research and read something. You understand what I'm saying? These other dudes can't contribute nothing to me. I can't listen to no nigga that's not done what I've done in life. You know what I mean? If you doing what I did 20, 30 years ago, when niggas talking about, oh, I just got my spot, or I just got a foreign, or I've been did all them things. Like, I want to do something new in life. You know what I mean? If you don't have kids that's in their 30s, that's well off, that have their own businesses, that have their own careers, then how are we gonna converse? What's that conversation gonna be like? You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you want to come in here and teach me something about business that I don't know, I got a lot to learn. I still got a lot to learn about finance, business, even technology, health. If a lot of y'all see me and I've lost over 30 pounds since last year, since I got diabetes. So if you go look at my videos from a year ago, my face was a lot rounder. You feel me? So I had to learn a lot about health in this last year. So it's a lot of things I could be on here focusing on instead of some ignorant ass niggas that sound punch drunk, that act punch drunk, and some other niggas that just old retarded niggas. I'ma just keep it real. I don't have time for it. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Not impressed at all. What impresses me is brothers like I talked to yesterday for damn near 3 hours on the phone, and it was the most intellectually enlightening conversation I've had in quite some time. And shout out to Eddie Boy for making that happen. You know what I'm saying? I be on grown man shit, man. This little wait till after school, when the school clock hit 3, I'm gonna be outside type shit. I ain't with it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I'm a buster. I'll be a buster. Cause busters, I guess, raise their kids.
Do the right thing.
Busters have successful relationships. If that's the definition of a buster, sign me up. Busters have a long life's work and track record of uplifting their people. If that's a buster, we need more busters. We definitely need more busters than we need tough guys in the world.
I said that shit just the other day. I said we got too many tough ass niggas out here. Like they just too tough, man. Like you gonna send these kids straight to the graveyard. There ain't no self-discipline, ain't no none of that. These kids really ain't got much to look up to. Now I give a lot of the brothers credit because I know a lot of brothers personally that do their job as black men, take care of their kids, their home, their wife, they got a career, they do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't want nobody to get it twisted like that number's small because I believe that number may outweigh the other side of things. It's just that shit don't get talked about as much because everybody want to focus on the bullshit. And we do got a lot of young brothers out here too in my generation that have changed their life for the better. Understand what's more important now. It's living, not dying. You got kids. You know what I mean? Like when you are locked away or just away from your kids for a little bit, first thing you think about is the smile on their faces, the hugs, the joy they bring when you down and out. Like we just need more black men to cherish that because that shit right there doesn't come every day because you got a lot of them, they can't have kids. And I wish they could. I recommend kids in marriage. I know some people laugh at marriage, but marriage will help you find yourself too. 10 years, my damn self strong. It's the best thing I ever did. I did everything else.
I feel like, and I agree to a certain extent. I just feel like however your family unit is created, because that's another conversation for another day. But however your family unit is situated, as long as it's loving, educationally fulfilling, spiritually fulfilling, and it's healthy, I think that's what's needed. Again, it's so easy. You know how easy it is to just press play on here and just start hating, bro. It's easy. If I would have put F such and such is a weirdo in my title, bro, I would have 50 to 60 people in my life right now.
Probably more.
Yeah, for real.
But see, that's why you got to find people that have like-minded ways and shit like that, because it's just so easy to get wrapped up in the other shit. Like if you have people that have like-minded ways, you get so much more done. You can't, like, for instance, like me. So in real life, me and my wife don't go kick it with single people a lot because we have nothing in common. We rather go kick it with other married couples who have something going for themselves. So maybe we could elevate, learn something. And you know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in being around something that brings no value to you in real life. You know what I mean?
I see. I can understand that.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people associate themselves with things that have nothing to do with the direction they're going. So that shit throw them off track. Now they over here doing some shit that now they done wasted 10 years of their life doing something that don't amount to nothing. So like you gotta find something, you know, if you live a certain way and you believe a certain thing, you gotta associate yourself with that type of surrounding. Because once you deviate from that, now you bringing all kind of trouble in your home, in your mental, all kind of shit.
Right. Nah, that's real. Nah, I agree with you on that. But that's why I was spoke to the homie yesterday, and we was talking about it, and you know, I'm cool with and I said this to him on the phone yesterday. Hey, look, bro, I'm cool with not having as many views. I'm cool with with maybe even I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though my fan base on YouTube is not as big as I may have wanted, I don't mind losing some of the people that I have now. You feel me? To be honest, I want them to go because I need to do a cleansing. You feel me? I can't even express to you. I see some people and y'all could like what y'all want to like on YouTube. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just not going to deal with you on that type of level because I'm in a growth process and I don't need nothing in my life that's going to stunt my growth because stunting my growth is going to stunt the growth of the people that look to me sometimes for knowledge. You feel me? They look to me sometimes for maybe an answer because they don't know where else to go. And if I don't have the answer 9 times out of 10, I can guide you in the right direction. I can't do that if the only directions I know is all negative and bad for you. If I haven't took the time, and that's why I said I need to take more time away from this too, and more time every day reading, more time every day working out, more time every day in silence. You feel me? And just sheer silence, bro. You know what I mean? Got to get in tune with yourself, man. I'm not out here to act like I'm a savior for everything that's on YouTube. The only thing I can control is me, my actions, and this YouTube channel. that's the only thing I got control of.
Hey, to be real with you, I done unsubscribed from like 95% of that type of shit anyway, because I don't even want that shit coming through. Like when I'm doing content now, I don't even think about that shit. I don't even watch that shit, bro. My time is spent like really doing other shit. I'm subscribed to a couple people I fuck with. Like you know, I am subscribed to Money and a couple other people, but it's like 3 motherfuckers. Outside of that, I don't even, bro, I'm not even watching that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. I ain't trying to process that shit. Like, nigga, I be just doing me. You know what I mean? So, and when I do some shit now, it's more out of the thought of I want to do it. I'm not doing it because I feel like, oh, I got to do it because this nigga doing it. Or I got to, you know what I mean?
Right. See, but even him, like you follow him, right? That's not a look. Sometimes he go off.
But hold on, hold on real quick.
For the right reason.
Disclaimer:
right?
These are dopest stars, and I know how to separate me personally because I ain't had really
I ain't
that
got
experience.
nothing bad to say.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, like, me personally, I can separate what somebody's doing. Like, if we never had an interaction that can make me look at you like that. So that's what I'm saying mainly. Like, if we never had that type of interaction, I could separate what you do here versus here what we talk about. You know what I mean? Because I know what we might talk about is probably different than what you do here because you know I don't agree.
So what I was gonna
But I
say,
support you.
even with dude, like dude has a talent. You feel me? And see, I'm not finna sit here. I'm not a fake nigga. You feel me? But dude is using his talent and he's wasting his energies on something that he can be so much bigger and better than. That's all I'm gonna say about that situation. I don't have nothing against dude. Never had nothing against dude. I just knew that wasn't a situation for me. And as you can see on the topics that we in here discussing right now, that's part of the reason. He's in that other lane that 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 I'm not proud of being a part of. You feel me? But like say, uh, he calls certain people goofies and this, that, and the third. In a lot of cases, he's right. He has to back that up with alternatives to that. You can't say that these people is goofies and this, that, and the third, and then can carry and conduct yourself the same way they are. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
So
right.
yeah, so I
No,
don't
that's
have nothing
grown
against
man talk.
dude.
That's grown
Yeah,
man talk.
yeah, I don't have nothing against dude. I've never been in here bashing him. So that's the other misnomer when it comes to this. I've never been in here as a nigga that's bashing money. He'll come in my live and talk about my kid and me and everything else. I've never personally really had too much to say about him. Does he have a talent? And if he directed that energy into the right way, I feel like he could be way bigger than he give himself credit for.
But
He's
that's why I
selling
say,
himself short.
but that's why I say to anybody, like not even people I know, like, even just me to you and to him, like sometimes like shit can cross the line to where you feel like you got to be like stand on principle. But at the end of the day, we all got to realize we don't know each other personally. So no matter what issue anybody's got on this internet with whoever, that's not a personal issue. You know what I mean? Like it's some shit is just worth letting go. That don't mean we ain't or we gotta sing kumbaya, on each other's channel and shit. We can just let certain shit go because we know at the end of the day it's not worth our energy. It's not worth our time. It's not worth shit. You know what I mean? So like me personally, that's how I feel about a lot of shit that I may have dealt with and certain people who I may not fuck with. Like I'm like, fuck it. I may say some shit here and there, but it's not something that I give a fuck to address, really. You know what I mean? Because you're not finna get my time a day because I'm dealing with so much more other shit that's important.
Let me see what Ant said. Ant said some of the foolishness on YouTube is like
WWF.
Different types of platforms. This is an adult channel from what I've seen today. People can do, yeah. And look, from disagreements comes some of the greatest debates and greatest solutions. Do you
And we
understand what I'm
supposed to
saying?
and men's supposed to disagree. If we all agreeing on something, nigga, somebody trying to backdoor somebody.
Or if you just agreeing with everything that has no validation, then you just being a follower. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want people to agree with everything King Dope say. That's why I said we gonna give you the information. That's part of the game plan going forward in 2025 is to set forth the information in front of you and you determine for yourself what to do with that information. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to give you the fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. It'll last you a lifetime, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm on. And if you ain't on that same type of level, it's okay. This channel just ain't for you. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not your cup of tea. Guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ever get on here and be, man, don't nobody want to follow me. Nobody want to subscribe to me and this, that, and nah. And we gonna make a way for our message to be heard. You guys will see the continual growth and development of this channel and the people around me. I do have big things. I got something I'm really excited about with Smokey coming up. Got other things coming up, like I told you, brother Adissa, Sneaky from Long Beach 20s, and the work that me and him plan on doing, starting this week. I'm super excited about that, because you know, he put me on the 3-4 books yesterday to go read. You know what I mean? I'm excited about that. Like, oh man, let me order these right now. We talked about having a book club, and there's grown men sitting around talking about this literature that we gonna pass around. And if people want to go get the same book, and we all come back and talk about the book, what it meant to us, what we got from the book, how can we apply this knowledge to our everyday lives, and that type of thing. It's a lot of things that we can do, and we're gonna leave all the special people in the special classes, okay? Everybody ain't made to go. Everybody ain't made to go.
The special part killed me though. I'm sorry.
We go, hey, everybody ain't made to go. It's just the truth. You know what I mean? And for the ones that do get something out of this channel, I hope it sparks the next channel. Once this channel gets some motion and people are really tuned in to what we talking about, and see, all of y'all, listen to this. For the people that send me content to my Instagram and or to my phone or email, if it's content that's of that nature that we're opposed to, I will not be replying. Send me something that I can discuss on this channel that's going to be gratifying, fulfilling, that's going to be mind stimulating, or something along them lines. Because I don't care who beat up who if they didn't get paid for it. If it ain't Tank Davis next big fight, I'm not gonna cover it. Now, it don't mean I might not watch it elsewhere. I'm just not covering it here on my channel. I never want to look again like I'm glorifying or want to capitalize on the destruction of my people. That's not a good look. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
hey, I just want to say one thing before I got to get up out of here real quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
And if you are on this, if anybody's on this internet is calling Lil King a rat, then you support a fuck nigga. Okay? Yeah. Because ain't no goddamn way you can blame a child for some shit he learned from a grown ass man who don't act like a grown ass man. He do the same thing Lil King do. That's where he learned it from. Like I said in my video, I will not respect no grown ass man who's willing to go against a child for the world to see. That shit makes no sense. That's part of the problem right there. Mm-hmm. This is a grown ass man we talking about who has no ownership of his actions. You done showed this boy too much. Now you mad the boy done ran to the internet and said what he said.
I heard one of them YouTubers.
I wonder why.
Said you need to throw him in jail and throw Lil King in jail. Y'all know scientifically it's a proven fact, and that's why a lot of juveniles that got life sentences had a chance at resentencing, is because a child's, especially a 10, 11-year-old child's mind is not fully developed. You know that, right? So how can you attach something to somebody whose mind is still forming, and while it's been forming, it's been corrupted by a corrupt individual? It just don't make sense. So I agree with you on that, man.
I had to say that shit been fucking with me. I've been seeing that shit. I'm like, how can we as grown ass men associate the term rat to a little boy who is exposed to this shit? And we all grown enough to know that because we all seen it. It's been broadcast on the internet since the boy came around him. You know what I mean? So if we've seen the type of shit that he's done exposed to the world with them, then we should know off rip that when the shit do implode, we know who to point the finger at.
Right.
We can't blame the little man for some shit he's saying and doing for that because the other motherfucker didn't teach him and show him right. First off, you know what I mean? He thought it was cool to turn him to content in the first damn place.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, if you ain't teach him right, you can't be mad when he don't do right.
Facts. Like I said, you can't, if you ain't helping cook the meal, and you getting force fed what they feeding you. You can't get mad at what you swallowing. You know what I'm saying? You better get involved in some of these ingredients. I'm involved now, so now I'm happy with the ingredients I'm adding to this YouTube gumbo. You feel me?
Because I will never blame another man for the actions of my son, especially if I've raised him or he's been around me long enough to learn from me. Even if he ain't my son, I'll never blame another man for the actions of my son. That's my responsibility. So if my son go out here and do some fuck shit, even if it may be out of some shit I taught him, I still feel like that's part of my responsibility as a man because I raised him. I'm a question if I did something wrong at some point. Because no matter how much you think you're doing right, as parents, we still miss something. We always miss something. So I just, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man.
Oh, West Coast Gang Wars. Oh, man, what? Yeah, nah, my brother. I feel like this, man. I got a ton of respect for everybody, man, that's really out here making a difference. Not just for themselves, but the people around them. I've always been like a team kind of guy. So I've always like wanted to share in my successes with the people around me. But unfortunately, you're only sometimes as strong as your team when you take that route. So every little setback is pretty detrimental to your progress. You know what I mean? So that's why it's sometimes just better to take control of the reins yourself. And yeah, it might be slow going. But like my brother said earlier, in the words of Nipsey, it's a marathon, man. And it definitely is. So we gonna go hard all 2025. This time next year, we'll do a reevaluation on 12/29 at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We gonna recap and see what kind of progress we made in the 12 months since I made these statements and made this declaration about not dealing with the fuck shit and these fuck niggas on YouTube.
Hey, let me ask you this. When it's New Year's out here in the Central Time, since I'm in the Midwest, so it'll be 12 o'clock, right? So
it'll be 10 here.
It'll still be December 31st on the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I ain't high.
Nah. It'll be 10 o'clock here. Yeah. Y'all a couple hours ahead of us. Actually, I think it's only one New Year's after us. I think it's in Hawaii or somewhere.
Yeah, because I was like, is that possible for it to be a different day and time than it is?
Hey, my Jazzy.
You know that shit, I was thinking hard about that shit the other day. I'm like, man, so when it's New Year's here, it ain't New Year's there.
Yeah, nah, not yet. See, that's why all my people in here, most of them, my one ladies of One Love that you see in the comments, they mostly on the East Coast.
Yeah,
so I be getting phone calls. Even on Christmas, I start getting phone calls from at 9 o'clock my time, text messages. You know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. About 3 hours before. He the illest nigga in Nebraska, and
Nebraska, and this ain't no belly shit. Omaha, Nebraska.
This ain't belly, man. He ain't dropping no dimes, nigga. That's what
What he's
saying. Hey, you know what's crazy? Years ago, I was in trouble, man, and I was on the run, and I was on the Greyhound, and the Greyhound stopped in Nebraska, and I'll never forget that shit, man. I got out, was walking around the Greyhound station in Nebraska. It was a gang of black dudes standing out there.
Where was you at? In Omaha or Lincoln?
Omaha.
Okay, yeah, you was downtown off Jackson.
Yeah, it was a bunch of niggas standing outside, and the niggas was rolling up, smoking blunts and shit.
The bus station down here is connected to the jail, basically. So the jail's right behind it.
Man, I see so many black dudes. I was like, what? One Love Strong, you already know. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all too, Treese and Jazzy. We got another platform we gonna be messing with too, because I miss doing what we do. Just to spend more time with y'all. But I do need y'all to be in here more often. Put that fucking notifications bell on before I start talking crazy. See, I don't want to talk crazy in front of company. You know what I'm saying? I want to start talking crazy. Make me start talking crazy in front of company, mixed company now. Nah, but shout out to my One Love family, man. They've been holding me down, supporting me for years, man. A decade. That's what I need to that's what I'm gonna do too. Jazzy and Treese, I need y'all to text me some addresses so I can send y'all some shirts. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta get Gideon a new hat, man. Gideon hat done wore out its expiration, okay? It's over with. So we gonna get Gideon a new One Love hat. What else? I'm gonna be working on my store for on here for the YouTube channel. But y'all know y'all can send super chats, Treese and Jazzy. I don't think y'all know how this work yet, cause I ain't seen y'all do that yet. Yeah, but we gonna talk about it. I'm on some people bumpers this week. Hey, make sure y'all follow the Smokey Show. Type that in your YouTube search bar. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. That's my guy. Yeah, I enjoy having these conversations. I'd much rather sit up here. You can't wait. I know that's right. And y'all, you know I'm gonna have open panels. Y'all can always get up here and talk too. You ain't gotta turn your camera on if y'all don't feel like getting on camera, but you know.
Yeah, make sure y'all do sub to the Smokey Show. The channels is gaining subs quickly. I was just at like 300 like 3 weeks ago. I'm at 2,100 now. So we going up.
Yeah, that's a fact. And I'm gonna start some of y'all. I ain't been using Kick and Twitch lately, y'all. So I kind of been slacking on a lot of shit because I've been focused on this, and I spent too much time on wasted a lot of time on certain things, but I met some good people. Sometimes you got to deal with that to make the right connections and network with people. You have to go through these bumps and bruises, you know what I'm saying? So damn, I just looked at my YouTube studio. I got like 6-7 videos running up numbers right now. Sheesh. How did that happen? Out of nowhere. Not they watching my video from earlier. Which one? Oh, I got the link. Oh, to join the join the live. When I do these panels like this, and you see other people up here with me, I'ma always have it pinned to the top. Yeah.
2 more motherfucking days is payday, boy. One of the happiest days of the week. I know y'all know that feeling, man. Let me tell you something. Woo! Every mother and you know when you bank with Chime, you get it 2 days early. Every motherfucking week, boy.
Yeah, so you know how we do the panels on the other apps, Jazzy? You know how we do panels and sit up on the panels and chop it up and do what we do, like me and the homie doing right now? You don't see the thing that's pinned up there? I'm saying, like, if Trees or Gideon or one of y'all ever do want to get up, that's how you do it, through that link. You know, I be trying to involve y'all. I was trying to get Brown Sugar to be a co-host, but I know she be so busy. So we definitely bringing Mel, Dopest Melanin, back into the equation here soon. But I gotta be careful with that. They ain't gonna be ready for her mouth. Cause she ain't gonna be on here dealing with all this fuck nigga shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And you know how they feel when they find a woman that's intimidating.
There is still some strong black women out here. Believe that.
Oh, I clicked it, but don't worry about it. It'll be a time. You'll see. I'm gonna have a love after lockup edition with Banks, Ebbs, and Treese. We're gonna have a loved after lockup edition. Oh, let me get on that now. I just thought of that. I just thought.
Hey, I'm up out of here, Dopest. I'll hit you
All
up.
right, Smokey, hit me up, bro. Appreciate you. Salute.
Salute.
I just thought about that. I'm finna have a real love after lockup edition. Nah, that was a good chat, man. I had with my guys, the Smokey Show. But hold on, let's watch some of this video. Yes, indeed.
New world civilization that will live forever. I now bring before you with these words of our beloved minister, that 3/4, repeating what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, of the work of the resurrection of our people is the woman. So if you are an example here in Atlanta, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was born in this state, then we have the strength and the power to put our people back on the top of civilization. Don't say it can't be done. It has begun. And I bring before you the man who will take us into the river, onto the other side of a powerful new civilization. Beloved Minister Farrakhan! Woo! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Hey, if you can't learn nothing else from this man, you learn how to move, man. You could just see how a brother move with so much power and you know what I'm saying? But go to bed, Gideon.
Thank you. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom all praise is due, the Lord of the worlds, we thank Allah for His coming in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, and for His intervention in our affairs, raising up in our midst a divine leader, teacher, and guide,
the messenger of Allah, his Messiah to us, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I greet all of you, my dear and wonderful sisters, with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. My dear sisters, I am very, very thankful to Almighty God for blessing us with this privilege of being able to speak with you for just a few moments of your time. I have been stressed for 2 days, and this has never happened to me before, thinking about talking to you. And you might ask, why should you be stressed, Farrakhan? You do this all the time. Yes, but there never was a time that I have spoken to an audience of women only. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, never let men enter into or become a part of or familiar with the women's class in the Nation of Islam. The women of the world have been destroyed by men. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to me that there's no such thing as a no good woman. There is no such thing as a no.
Y'all heard that? Black men, don't run up out of here now. Don't run. Come get this work. Come get this work, black men. For real.
Good woman. And wherever you find a no good woman, there's a no good man that made that woman that way. Because of your sacredness, he did not want men interfering with the development of a class of righteous women. He wanted to provide a sanctuary, a place where women were safe, that they might grow into the women that God intended for them to be. So he didn't want any minister, any man interfering with that development. On 2 occasions in New York City, he permitted me to enter the women's class. He gave me what he wanted me to say, and I must tell you, we as ministers were threatened by him that if we messed up with this class, that would be the end of our ministry and we would be out of the nation. So when I went in that class, I approached it with trepidation. And it's that same feeling that I have tonight. You are more than who you think you are. And therefore, any man that has the honor to speak to you and knows who he is speaking to should approach you with fear and trepidation. This night was intended by me, but I didn't know when I would speak to women only. As you know, I've been touring the country speaking to the black man, because in reality, the black man is in deep, deep trouble.
Oh, so I wouldn't have won. I didn't coin this. I didn't make this up. He been saying this for 30. This is from 30 years ago. And what have we done to fix anything? This is from 30 years ago. And the black man is in worse trouble than he's ever been. And this is from 30 years ago. Y'all make it make sense.
But as I was in Atlanta to speak to black men only, I came out of a shoe store. And there were some brothers and sisters standing there to greet me. And one sister walked out of the crowd and said, "Brother Farrakhan, you're speaking to men only, but we need somebody to talk to us. When are you going to speak to women?"
Yes, indeed.
And I said to her, "God willing, I'll be back in 30 days. And I want to ask that sister to stand, because without her, it might not have been Atlanta. So Tammy, come on up. I want them to see you.
That's right, sister.
Escort her, please. Escort her. I just thought we ought to give her a hand because it was her suggestion. Let's hear it for sister. Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to make your word bond. I promised her that I would come back, and I'm back. And I'm honored to be here to speak with you.
I got you.
Now, time has gone by. I want to thank everyone who spoke before me. I want to thank the Reverend Barbara King. She had to leave. She's speaking somewhere tomorrow morning, and she had a flight to catch. I want to thank Sister Ava Mohammed for her words, and thank you for your charity. It cost us quite a bit to put this on,
y'all help.
But there is no amount of money that's more valuable than one of you. And I'd like to prove that to you before this night is over. Who are you? What makes you so special? Sisters, you have carried us not only in your wombs, but you have carried us on your backs for over 400 years. And now God has come to relieve you of that burden and make a man for you that you will be proud to honor and respect.
So I'm being honest. How many women can actually say, like, honestly, you ain't got to say it out loud or to nobody else. You can say it within the walls of your own mind. How many of y'all are really proud of the type of man that you have or have dated, and your choices of man and their principle and their standards and the type of man? Yeah. You make it make sense, man. Man, black men, we are messing things up. I ain't gonna hold you. We are messing things up. But it's never too late to get it right. We gonna get it right.
Your suffering is great. As black women, your suffering is inordinate, and the only way you could make it is if God walked with you. If there is no God, then the weight of what you carry would destroy you. You, the black woman, have had to bear the burden of being torn away from our native land and people, carried on a ship, on ships through the Middle Passage. And you have had to see your man broken. This is not an accident that you are without a proper man today. That is by design. The enemy has destroyed the black man so that the black man cannot be to you what God intended for him to be, and this keeps you from being what God intended for you to be. When you listen to our women speak of pain, they speak of suffering, they speak of hurt, and they speak of being betrayed. And when you listen to our men speak, they speak of their suffering, their pain, and their hurt. And each one of us is looking to the other as the cause of the problem, when neither the black man nor the black woman is the cause of the problem, but a house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yes, indeed.
Your burden has been great, but there's a God that was involved in your suffering. There are so many things I want to share with you. Time is short, so I want to move quickly, but not without care. And if I'm moving too fast, I would hope that my wife or Sister Tanetta Muhammad will slow me down, because I don't want you to miss one word. You are a sacred individual. More than you know, the secret of God Himself is bound up in you. Listen, the reason the world is in the trouble that the world is in is because the world has no respect for woman. And if the world has no respect for woman, the world has no respect for God. When you respect God, you must respect woman, because the womb of the woman is a place of sacredness, and it should be reverenced, held in awe, and even a thought not of worshiping women, but women should be held in awe because of the majesty of her womb. When God and woman cooperate, Jesus comes forth, Moses comes forth, Abraham comes forth, greatness comes forth when God and woman cooperate. But when women are estranged from God, then the womb produces a bitter fruit. And so the woman must be reconnected to God so that the fruit of your womb will once again be the kings, the rulers, the masters of every discipline, whether it is male or female coming from your womb. These are the fruit of God. Now, sisters, we live in a world that has put woman down. No religion is free from some blame. Not that God did this, nor did God's prophets do this, but misunderstanding, misinterpretation of Scripture has caused males in religious positions to put the female down, justifying their mistreatment of the woman by talking about what Eve did. Eve could not do anything more than what Adam permitted, so it never was Eve's fault. Listen.
You heard that? Woo. Eve couldn't have did no more than what Adam permitted, so it couldn't have been Eve's fault. That's what I'm saying. The lack of guidance and structure implemented by the man and the black man, for real, is at its weakest right now. Like, for real, it's at its weakest. It's like we bloodthirsty instead of having a thirst for knowledge. We bloodthirsty. You know what I mean? It's like it's just what we gravitating. When I was just watching this clip from Godfrey, the comedian, ain't this name? The Nigerian dude, black dude. But anyway, he was talking about all this stuff the black man invented. But yet we don't have our own. He said he couldn't believe all the inventions that was at the hands of a black man and or woman. But yet we don't have nothing that's really our own. We're gonna get it right though. You know, throughout civilization there's always been change. And at some point this too must change. You understand? We don't know how the black man is gonna write his course. But there's got to be a catalyst for that. And not just the black man, people of color, you know, but we got to start somewhere, right? Somebody got to do something. That's how I look at it. Somebody got to do something. We're going to watch a little bit more of this video. And I see people coming in the live. That's lit. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up for me. But we will watch the second part of this tomorrow. It's a 2-hour long video. And I'm not going to cheat the minister out of dropping all this information and me getting it over to y'all and us discussing it. Yeah, that's the path that we headed down. If it's something that y'all not with, I wish y'all well on your journey. But we will pull over the bus right now to let y'all off. Okay? And we finna keep it moving.
To say that God created man, then put man to sleep, and took a piece of man's rib. Stop right there. If you're made out of a rib, you're made inferior. That is not so. Scriptural scientists We need to talk about the real meaning of that. It has good meaning, but to apply it to women is wrong. To apply it to the female is not quite right. Let me talk to you about where you came from, who you came from, and why you are here. The Quran says, and I want you to hear this, O people, keep your duty to your Lord, who created you from a single being and created its mate from the same essence. And from these two spread many men and women. Let's stop and think about this. Allah says in the Quran that He created man from a single being, and He created woman from the same essence. Well, what is the essence of man and what is the essence of woman? The essence of man and woman from which we come is God Himself. You are not the woman of man, you are the woman of God. Now, I want you to think about yourself. Look around you. Who are the persons in the black community who are the seers? It's not the men. Who is it that will tell you something about your future? Most of the time, it's who? It's you. Why? How come you see sometimes better than the preacher? Most times.
That's deep.
But yet, you are not supposed to preach. Talk to me. How is it you could produce the greatest human being that walked the earth, and I'm speaking of Jesus, the Messiah, produced from a woman who taught him and nurtured him? If you could teach Jesus, shape him and mold him, what other man is there that you can't teach, shape, and mold?
Women, we need you more now than ever. Us black men especially, we need you more now than ever. For real, for real. Your voice need to be heard. I welcome any woman of intellect to always be able to come to Dopest TV and set the record straight, because I'm gonna go find me one. That's gonna be my mission. Cause a lot of y'all dudes, man, jump up here or get on YouTube and y'all talking about a whole lot of nonsense. You know what I mean? We got to get this real message out, man. Nah, real stuff. Uda, the link is pinned if you want to get up. But I do kind of want to get through this video. Uda, I gotta talk to you when you get off the phone, man. I mean, get off the live. I'm gonna call you, brother. It's overdue. But y'all hear what he's saying, man. This is direction. This is what we pushing. This is what we gonna be speaking on. This is gonna be our frame of mind going forward. You know what I mean? I don't care who got whooped on. I don't care. I want to see who you helped up. Talk to me about that. Don't tell me about who you put hands on. Tell me who you lent a hand to. Don't tell me about who you put hands on. Tell me about who you lent a hand to. Who you extended your hand to. Not at. It's a new time. It's a new time. And somebody got to be willing to sacrifice something in order for us to gain something. Because we in the hole right now, black man. We in the hole.
Huh? Sisters, you are a direct descendant of God.
Yes,
you
indeed.
are more than sisters from your mother's womb, bigger than that. This sister sitting next to you, that's your sister. I mean, in the real sense of the word. Not just from the womb of your mother, but she's your sister from the womb of God. You are older, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught me, older than the sun, than the moon, than the stars. He said God's first act of creation after creating himself was to create a woman to console and comfort him. Wait a minute now. I want to talk to you about your nature. Since you came from God, you are not equal to God. You are just a little less than he, but you are from him. So whatever characteristics are in God and in man are also in you. Listen, listen, listen.
Look, this ain't complicated. I mean, this brother, hey, salute to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, because you can't make this any more easy to digest than he's laying it out and preparing it for you. You cannot digest this any easier than he's laying it out and preparing it for you. You know what I mean? We're going to watch a couple more minutes, like 2 more minutes, and we're going to save the rest of this conversation for tomorrow, amongst other topics. You know what I mean? All will be stimuli for your brain, your spirit. But the simplicity of the message here is what strikes me. You know what I'm saying? The simplicity of the message is what strikes me. What's up, Sinatra? You know what I mean? Real talk. We all have greatness within us. And it's only us that deter that greatness from being optimized and maximized to its fullest potential. You understand what I'm saying? And what's been missing from this whole conversation that we have in this little street of YouTube is the woman. We've been saying that. But the woman is obviously more intelligent than the man in this sense, because the woman is smart enough to not want to get involved in the kind of shenanigans and the kind of trickery and the kind of cattiness that we always accuse a woman of being, but it's really the man. And we've seen that, right? We've seen that. It's played itself out live in front of our eyes. But we got a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap it up.
The Bible, in fact, if you go to the book of Genesis and read it carefully, in the 5th chapter of Genesis, it reads, male and female created he them and called their name Adam. So Adam is not just a man. Adam is representative of a people, male and female. So if Adam is made in the image and likeness of God, that's not just man, that's you. In the image of God, in the likeness of God, with the brain to vision and create with wisdom from God. You are more than what you have been made to believe. But what happened? What happened?
I got my guy Uda on go up here, man. Shout out to Uda. What's up, brother?
Salute, big bro. Salute to the chat. What's going on, man? How you doing, brother? I see you got the jewels playing, man. You got the, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
man. Shout out to my guy, Gangland Reg. Dog. Nah, man. I just been it's been a crazy couple days.
Yeah.
I watched your content. On I'm not even saying niggas' names no more. That's where I'm at with it, brother.
Makes sense to
I
me.
don't mind how other people run their content, but I can't be elevated with my mind in the gutter. It don't even sound like it makes sense, right?
That's a fact.
And us as people of color, we making things way more complicated, and that's why uh uh Minister Farrakhan's message, it struck me because I watched a little bit of this earlier, and I saw this when obviously 30 years ago I was a lot younger. But the way I'm listening to it now with these more mature ears, these wiser ears, you know what I'm saying? And then uh God does things for a reason. We always say that, right? So I believe that some of the things that's happened to me in this YouTube space over the last month, um, it's a sign. You know, if I can't be accountable for myself, I can't be accountable for my audience, my fans, my family, my supporters. Uh, and I want more of us brothers, man. And I see brothers having great conversations around YouTube. I do.
Yeah.
I see it. Um, I'm looking though at a more strategic approach. You understand what I'm saying? Because when it's done in ragtag fashion, you got this over there, you got this over there. Um, but when we pull it together and it looks like a movement, it hits different.
They
You
do.
understand what I'm saying?
They do. They damn sure do hit different. You know what I mean? And I think people waiting for that, man. I think the negative, it has traction, but the positive have traction too. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Yeah.
having some good conversation, building with some good brothers. Some people that maybe not even open the building, being a part of those builds as well. You know what I mean? I think it's all growth. You know what I mean? I think subconsciously or consciously, I think that's what we all want. You know what I mean? We want growth. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta adapt, man. If you don't adapt, you go extinct, man. You turn dinosaur, man. You
Yeah.
got to adapt, man. Unless a meteor come, you're going dinosaur, man. You gotta adapt
Yeah. Without
in
a
life.
doubt.
You know?
You know what I feel like though? It's kind of like a lot of people feel this way, but they don't want to go against they crowd of people. Like, so say for instance, you watch content creator A, and
Hmm.
he's got a more negative approach, but that's kind of where you first gravitated to when you got on YouTube, and
Hmm.
that's where you built your circle of camaraderie and friendship and relationships through. But then content creator B comes along, right? And he pushing a message that's more near and dear to your heart. You know what I'm saying? It has some more substance.
Hmm.
But you over here with them, and then you gonna be like this. Everybody else like this, and then you sticking out. What should it be? The thumb, sore thumb. You the sore thumb. You sticking out. So now you
Hmm.
over here with a less popular content creator, but it's a message that you really can feel. But are you really willing to turn your back? You know what I'm saying? And that's the struggle. I see it in my life.
Yeah.
I see people that's in my life right now that they be over there involved in the other stuff. But yet when they come get this message and they hear something some substance, they willing to grasp it. Like, hold on. Oh yeah, you talking. So we not gonna grow as fast. I'm gonna just say that right now. If that's what y'all come to see, overnight explosion, in views and all that, look, I've already spent 2 days coming to grips with me and my track record and my history of what I've always been about. And I'm not going to change it just because I want to get some views on YouTube.
But what's
And I
crazy
wish
though,
all them brothers the best, but it's a cancer.
it is though. But you know what's crazy about it is people don't understand really how YouTube and how the internet and how a lot of these platforms work. You know what I mean? A lot of these platforms are all interconnected to each other. At the end of the day, once you got even a little decent fan base, and if a person has a nice enough fan base, even if it's a few thousand, it could be a couple hundred. You know what I'm saying? If these couple hundred people actually show up, actually triggering things, hitting like, hitting dislike, I don't care what you hit, you can hit whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Pause on that too first. But you know what I mean, pause. But you know what I'm saying, hitting, triggering, the comments, the this, the that. All of these things trigger the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? A person got, you see channels, you pass by, sometimes we pass by channels and we be looking at the views and you look at the channel, you be like, well, the channel probably got a couple hundred subscribers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just certain people coming and triggering that. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows that us being together on a mindset of anything, we can make everybody lit. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
people is actually on a unity, like yo, they not they live, or yo, they got something going on, let's go check out what
Go
they
over
got
there.
going on. Or yo, go check out
Yeah.
them. This is what it's all about, really. You know what I'm saying? People want to
Yeah.
hold their fan bases like a following, man. We don't have followers, man. We have leaders, man. Nobody want no
Yeah.
followers, man. Even in
Yeah.
real life, you don't want no follower around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's keep it
Yeah,
real.
and like, and to piggyback on that, like I want to associate myself with people that can make power moves like that. That when I sit at the table with them, I'm not sitting at the table barking out orders and direction. Yeah, I got input on that. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? But it's part of the collective direction that we trying to take, whatever we trying to do. You feel me? That's what I'm on. See, I did get involved, and that's how I got involved in a lot of the mess on YouTube so fast. Was I was wanting to go sit around and network and sit on different panels, but guess what kind of panels I was sitting on? They wasn't panels that project my personality, my thoughts, my mindset, my principles. You feel me? So
Hmm.
then it's like, damn. But then you made some cool friends along the way with that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Yeah.
the type of person, I'm gonna be honest with you. The people around me will tell you, I will turn that fucking switch off, bro. Because if you not for the betterment, uh, if you using this media or you participate in this sphere that we in, and you're not for the uplifting and progression of people as a whole, but primarily I obviously represent people that look like me, that look like
Hmm.
you. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
The fact.
But this is, don't get it twisted. This is the one love family. So if you got love in your heart, we accept all. We always been like that. You feel
Hmm.
me?
Hmm.
But the people that I watch that's into the nonsense is my people. So what we gonna do over here at Dopest TV is create an alternative. You know what I'm saying? So when you do flick the channel, because if you watch TV, all the channels ain't the same. They're just not. You got do
No.
it yourself channels. You got ESPN. You can flick through the channels. We got to make YouTube where it's the same. Where you go to the algorithm that you looking at, and 15 niggas is talking about the same ass whooping somebody done got. And I'm guilty of it. I don't speak from a place of innocence. But I'm gonna show y'all what change look like. and a motherfucker standing on principle. I'm gonna show you what that look like. You know what I'm
It's about
saying?
because it's about because at the end of the day, I get it. You know what I mean? Because I get content creation. You know what I mean? Because I'm a content creator. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I get it. You know what I mean? This is a channel that I made. You know what I'm saying? I'm just creating videos on it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even really gotten to really edit and doing the things that I can do on this channel yet. I
But you
haven't even
not
done it.
on there talking. With all due respect, Uda.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is not for the people that's covering topics. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people that's on here popping it.
I
Things
know, man.
that's
It's a lot
leading
of
to
them, man.
other
I was
things that's
around
leading to
there.
other.
I was around them channels, man. I was about it, man. And this internet will get you, even if you come into this internet sometimes in a positive space, something about it, it will get you to that bag. You will be in your bag. People be doxing. It gets heavy on this internet, man. This
Yeah,
internet
I mean that's
is
what made
dangerous.
me go to. Everybody saw me blow up on
Go to war.
somebody podcast. I called a nigga out his name. Called some other. I carried myself like I told people the next day, especially people that was close to me. But I said in my live as well, so I was
Hmm.
embarrassed. I didn't
Hmm.
feel tough. You feel
Nah, I don't
me?
feel that.
Yeah, I
For real.
didn't feel like, oh, I called this nigga a bitch and a punk motherfucker and this, that. And I didn't it didn't, it didn't do nothing for my machismo. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
you know what I'm saying? It's just sad that a lot of times that's the things that people be attracted to when they see the build and people building. Because I've done all these things on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
more of a builder and doing things like that. But I could create content. I'll do whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
yeah.
It's just content. So I can understand when some people push certain lines. You know what I'm saying? When they do certain things because if they ever switch and do something else, nobody's gonna watch them, and they know that. You know what I mean?
And that's what
And that's what's
I
sad.
screwed up. When I
That's what's
first
sad.
started going live on here, I was doing dopest mornings, which was
Okay.
a motivational, like, and they was in here every morning. You know what I'm saying? I could go for a walk around the neighborhood and my live was popping. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it
Okay.
was a lot of my One Love family, but my live was jumping every day. If you go look at my page, all my shorts, except for this last one I put up of Bosco, but all my other shorts are about gang peace and motivational shorts. Like all my shorts. If you go back to my content, it 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 was all of that before this last month. I got back, well, I take it back a little bit more than a month. When I got back on YouTube, I started covering the certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? I started doing reaction to certain type of videos that wasn't really my lane before. You know what I mean? But I was like, okay, let me try this. And then one day I went live and I had like, man, I don't know. I can't even tell you how many people I had in my live. And I was on there snapping on one of these dudes. And I'm ranting in my car and woo woo. That's how I met a
Hmm.
lot of dudes because they end up coming to my live. Like, hey man,
It attracts. It
yeah,
attracts.
yeah.
It
But
does. I know.
attracted the wrong type of energy.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Because
And
now,
not real supporters. Sometimes people don't support it. If you're doing something else, they're not coming to support that. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So that's the whole thing. They'll come and subscribe, but when it comes to other content that you're pushing, people are not
yeah,
gonna view that. They only want to see, you know,
I look
the
at it
beef
like
and the
this.
drama.
I'm looking at it like I'm starting my channel from scratch.
You have
I'm
to look at it like
imagine I have 0 subscribers. I ain't got 1,000 views on my videos yet. You feel me? So all the stats out the window and take the knowledge that I've accrued through this time. Take that knowledge, the technical skills that I've acquired along the way, and put out something. Cause all that stuff that they putting out, I hate to tell you, it got a short shelf life. Is what me and Smokey was talking about before.
that. Of course it does. Of
It's
course it
hot,
does.
but you gotta always when you
That's
putting
why you
out
gotta
stuff
keep.
like this,
That's how come you gotta keep going, going,
when
going, going,
yeah,
going with that content. Certain
when you
quality,
put out a
you could
video,
drop and sit, drop. if it's
if you
quality.
put out a video that, and not all of them is gonna hit, but if you happen to put out a video, and it's a great discussion on black development, black whatever, and that's gonna last. People is always gonna be able to, just like some of Dr. Umar videos, you can go back and watch them. They've been out for 10 years. Just like this video from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This video is from 30 years ago. But guess what? The message is still relevant 30 years later. And we in worse shape than when he made this message in 1994.
For real.
It was a lot. We was talking about that earlier. Smokey asked me, Dopest, what you think the difference is from when you was growing up to what you see now? I said it was, even though we had some of the same problems, it was a lot more black love. You had the era with the African medallions. You had the era of the backpack rappers that was spitting conscious stuff. And you know what I mean? We had them eras. And prior to that, we had, I'm speaking of California, we had the Black Panther Party.
But
You know what I mean?
even in the hood rap, even in the stuff that wasn't conscious, it still was messages. It was messages in all the music. You know what I'm saying? Like you could learn something. Some people ain't grow up with fathers, man. They learned from the music, man. They learn how to move, how to operate, what block to go on, where to be, what girl you think you want to like. You know what I'm saying? Like you had messages. Even some of the most gangster rappers, the most gangster artists that they would deem as gangster artists, it still was messages in the music, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
like
saying?
even NWA. People call it gangster rap, but it was really revolutionary rap.
That music,
It
they
was
put a title on that, man.
revolutionary.
They
You
put
feel
titles
me?
on stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a lot of revolution, because what did Ice Cube do after he left? America KKK, all the lethal injection, what was he doing? You know what
You
I'm
know what I
saying?
mean?
And I dropped this, I forgot who I was telling this to the other day. I think it was Smokey, somebody we had on the panel. Although Cube is known for being West Coast, he went to the East Coast to produce them album. The Bomb Squad produced them first joints, his solo joints. You feel me?
Yeah, that's
So it, all this separation, anything that can be said to divide us, anything that can be done, or I watched two brothers on here on YouTube had a feud, Young and Hefe and Damian Porter, right?
okay. Yeah.
And they both misperceived each other's comments about the other. You know what I mean? Well, I thought when he had said that he meant this, and then the other brother is like, yeah, I had perceived that he, and it was just a misperception. And here we go again, where when them brothers got together and was able to talk, see, but that's what we missing, the communication part. When them brothers was able to get together and talk and not yell and not threaten and nigga, what you said, and nigga, I'm this and you that, nigga, and woo, get that out the way, and we conversing like grown men. You understand what I'm saying? But we gonna get there, man. I'm gonna call you after I end this, man, because I've been on here for a while. I still gotta eat dinner, man.
Hit me anytime. Just hit me up, bro. You know I'm
Yeah,
good.
I'm gonna hit you up in a hot one.
You're
I
ready. Salute,
appreciate
bro.
y'all, man. Make sure I hit Udo on go with a subscription. Follow him on Instagram as well. Y'all know the slogan. It's one love or no love. If nobody told you they love you, you have value, importance, and worth, and that you mean something. King Dopest said it, and I stand on that. And that's on G Ride. Till next time, I'm out.